to the Now Morning Show, your Wednesday edition. This time around, we're telling you about events to add to your calendar, and the Chinese Bicentennial Limited, in collaboration with the Trinidad and Tobago Dragon Boat Federation, will host the Chinese Arrival Dragon Boat Festival on Saturday, the 14th and 15th of October. It's happening at Williams Bay in Chagauramas, and this morning to tell me more about it, I'm joined by the Trinidad and Tobago Dragon Boat Federation President, Mr. Keith Dalip, alongside Mr. Franco Chong, of the Chinese Bicentennial Limited, the events director, that is.
Good morning, Inka.
Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Good morning.
And getting ready for a big one. Tell us right away, why is this dubbed the biggest dragon boat regatta? What makes it so grand, Keith?
Well, the Chinese Arrival Dragon Boat Festival actually evolved from the very first one we had in 2006, which was the Chinese Bicentennial Arrival. So it has traditionally always been the most significant, the most telling event, and certainly in terms of participation and grandeur, it is our biggest event. For our teams, yes, it's the one that they really look forward to as the signature event for the year.
Right, titles are
yes,
important for
course,
this one.
Of course, yeah.
Shame we didn't have you on yesterday on 1010, it would have been apt, right?
Well.
But in that case, the sport has been around for quite some time. The participation, even with the pandemic, may have had a little bit of a pause, but the longevity of things, do you attribute that to anything in particular? Why do you think it continues to thrive so well?
Dragon boat racing, and you said that you have never done it.
No.
But you need to, because it's a very engaging sport. It's an embracing sport, and it is so invigorating. So all those adjectives that can describe something that really pulls you in. So once somebody gets into dragon boat, they don't leave. Oh. The dragon is very consuming.
Oh.
Yes. So we have, as you said, we did have a little setback in 20 and 21 with the COVID and all that. But, we've been recovering, and worldwide as well. The sport has been growing exponentially worldwide, and it continues to do that in Trinidad as well.
Franco, tell me a bit about the cultural experience that we can immerse ourselves in through the Dragon Boat Festival, if you
Well, the start of the Dragon Boat Festival was, as Keith said, it was in 2006, and that's when it celebrated the 200th anniversary of Chinese arriving in Trinidad and Tobago. Chinese are a part of the Trinidad and Tobago landscape,
of course.
and the Chinese have contributed immensely to the economics, political, financial.
Everywhere.
So it's this is the time that the Chinese show their contribution, and by showcasing its culture, we'll have the lion dance. We have dances from Dalip dance troupe that went to China, and we have like crazy, or the only Chinese calypsonian, so he dubs himself. Right,
so many
will be performing, and he performs for us every year.
Nice. So that we have the mix of culture, and of course the sport itself, the adrenaline is going to be there regardless then.
Yes,
Now, what will this year's regatta take shape as? We know we'll have some cultural performances, but tell me more about the race, start time, locations, courses.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a two-day event, the 14th and 15th, Saturday and Sunday, and it's scheduled to start at 8 a.m. each morning. Okay. This year we going to be adding a little bit of a different dimension in that we're going to be going at some circuit type racing on the Saturday, which means that apart from the usual straight course that we usually run a 200 meter, which is in dragon boating is a sprint. Okay, a 200 meter. Okay. We're going to be actually doing 600 meters circuits, so that you start at one point, run up 300 meters, make a turn, and come back down. So you complete 600 meters, which again is also something that is important for our teams to become accustomed to, especially if they take part in international events, which do incorporate that type of racing. So it's something that we're bringing new, fairly new to our teams, and they're quite excited, looking forward to something like that.
They better be, because that is no easy feat. Keith is here like, oh, you should try, and then drops the 600. No, Keith. No. But tell me, though, in terms of the collaborations between the entities and schools, because in terms of sports, we do want to inculcate younger persons being part of it. How are you doing that this year?
Well, I'm happy to tell you that, well, we've been doing our work, going out to the schools, doing the legwork and so on, and inviting. And then the kids, they respond very, very positively. So this year, we actually have 18 teams out of the Federation registered, 10 of which are school teams.
Oh, nice.
So they actually outnumber the premier teams this year, and then, so they're coming on strong, very, very strong.
Are we talking about secondary, tertiary, primary?
Yes, it's secondary schools.
Secondary schools, okay.
And we also are actually happy to have this year 6 teams representing Chinese districts or associations or Chinese companies based in Trinidad. That's beautiful. Yeah, we have a nice field of participants this year.
Nice.
The embassy, who is also a co-sponsor of this event,
beautiful,
right, is having a special China, Trinidad and Tobago Friendship Cup. So these 6 Chinese teams will be vying to win that cup, right? Of course, the embassy would be there, and the charge d'affaires, and later on the ambassador would be presenting them with a cup, right, for their winnings. So that's how the Chinese get infused and get them to come out from their shops and and they're always working. Chinese always working.
Oh boy.
So to let them come out and race.
A different kind of work for that 2-day period, because this does not sound like an easy thing, but a lot of beautiful titles at stake. So I can imagine the enthusiasm is there.
Of course, with Chinese, it must be Chinese food. Right?
So there's food too.
So we have lots of Chinese food for sale. We have 10 Chinese vendors, and they'll be selling food that is not normally sold at the regular Chinese outlets that you have. So I have special Chinese things.
So even if I am not athletically inclined, I can come on down and enjoy some incredible cuisine and some entertainment.
Of course, but
how do we get there in terms of patronage? We can just come on down. We have to look at ticket costs or anything of the sort?
Admission is absolutely free. There's no cost to you. So you just need to park in the car park provided by the Chagauramas Development Authority and step onto the boardwalk, come and find our food court, which, as Franco says, has 10 Chinese vendors. So that should be pretty intriguing.
Incentive to get up early on the weekend. I like this. Guys, you can head on down, as you heard Keith say, to the boardwalk. Have a beautiful weekend in terms of celebrating with our Chinese community and, of course, the Trinidad and Tobago Dragon Boat Federation, as they get ready to celebrate the Chinese arrival in a different way. Gentlemen, I want to say thank you very much for making sure that you gave us this information on this event, as we continue to need these endeavors for young persons, different cultures to come together, and celebrations of all sorts. But as one more parting thought, I must ask, in terms of the revival of sport in the pandemic, what do you think is the significance of continuing the Dragon Boat festivals, and perhaps why someone should be a part of it?
Well, I think, the COVID pandemic certainly had a horrible impact. We all know, economically, schools and everything, but to my mind as well, a lot of people became almost sort of paranoid, jaded, whatever. We've lost a lot of people from Dragon Boat who just fell off the grid, and I think the sport has formed, has presented itself as a rallying point again. So we're gradually seeing people coming back, remembering what it is to be in the outdoors, and this sport is definitely in the outdoors.
Oh, sure.
So we feel very happy that we're able to contribute to bringing back that element of human life.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And in that case, again, we say thanks to Mr. Keith Dalip, the TTDBF president, Mr. Franco Chong of the Chinese Bicentennial, and of course, getting you guys ready for a bumper weekend with Dragon Boats and excitement. Join them on the boardwalk, but for now, stick around. The Now Morning Show will be back after these messages.
Advantage.